Ano ai kako mai ka ho'okui a ka halavai. Aloha and welcome, Koali and Kawehi, to the Share the Poi podcast. This is our first episode. How are you guys today?
I'm feeling good. How are you? Or Koali, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay, so can you guys just shortly share how, like, your backstory of getting into KS and like some of your hobbies and what you do in the community?
All right. I've been going to KS for 13 years now, and my hobbies, I'm a creative person. I'm really into like Hawaiian cultural stuff. I've been doing it all my life, and yeah, that's what I value, and that's what's really important to me.
I love that. Kawehi?
Hi, I'm Kawehi, and I've been going to Kamehameha for this is my 7th year now. I got in 6th grade. And I dance hula and I do water polo. And yeah.
Is that just for the school?
Yes, I do water polo for school only. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys said you're both very involved in your culture. So how do you express your cultural identity? Like, what practices do you do, like, specifically that help connect you to your culture in your daily life?
Growing up, obviously dancing hula, ritual was a big part of what we do. So we would like tend to kuahu, we would go to practice consistently and be like really involved in all of these different activities and things that kind of just grounded us and rooted us. Now, today, I don't dance to that same halau, but today I still kind of think about and work those same values and like traditional thinking into my artwork. So a lot of my art is about like the value of water, say for example, and it's a lot of commentary about like cultural practice, the value of water, and just taking things that are happening that we're observing and putting our own spin on them and reinterpreting what we have grown up around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like incorporating modern day practices with your cultural practices.
Yeah, like reimagining like ike kupuna, like letting others tell their stories of what's important to them and bringing like our generation's perspectives like more into light, I guess, and hearing their stories and giving them a space to talk about like what they've experienced.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Kawehi?
I've been dancing hula since I was 3 years old. So it's been like a big part of my life. And I think truly just growing up with such a strong connection with my hula sisters, as well as my kumu. We've all seen each other just grow up into these mana wahine that we are. And yeah, like it's just like a different bond that you share with these people, and it ties us closer to our ancestors.
Can you expand more on how hula helps connect you to your ancestors? Like, what about hula? Or, like, can you name experiences that have helped you connect to your kupuna?
Go ahead. I think really just the feeling when you dance hula is different. Like, it's almost like this bridge to your past, and you're really just the power that you feel as you dance, and almost like the chicken skin that you get as you share these stories through your emotions and your moves.
Can you name like a dance, like a specific dance that you've done that like really embodied like your kupuna?
Okay, well, personally, one of my favorite dances to do is Ku'uluwehi o Kekai, and it's a very common dance that I feel like a lot of people know. Mm-hmm. And it's my favorite dance because I feel like in that moment, you can really just invite all people from different halaus, from different backgrounds, just to come together and just dance together, and it's just a really beautiful moment of culture.
So, Koali, do you have anything to say on that topic of how hula helps connect you to your ancestors and like a experience you have?
I would definitely say that hula is always a thing that we can return to. There's a lot of like power and a lot of mana in it. There's like in the ritual nature of it. There's a lot of repetition and a lot of patterns, and I think that consistency is always something that we can kind of count on, even as like modern things are changing and more contemporary dances are like popularized. Like there's very strong tradition, and that's where I feel most comfortable and where I would return to. But an experience with hula, I think, besides like all of the very traditional practicey things we had to do like annually and bi-weekly, I think I remember being so excited to see Mary Monarch like every year. Like it would be the highlight of my stuff, and it's just like such a not magical, but just something that really brings us all together. Everybody is so like happy to be there. Everybody is smiling, and it's really that celebration that reminds me of why I love hula, and really grateful for all of the community that we found all in these different halaus through the years.
So you said that hula creates this like community. So how do you think hula helps you personally connect with your lahui, and like not just the halal community, but also like the overall Hawaiian community?
I think hula inherently is connection. Like it's about highlighting the relationships between like Aina and all of these different aspects of Hawaiian culture. Being a part of the hula community is really gratifying, I would say, and a lot of representation, a lot of the values that is important to us as Hawaiians is embodied in hula, and not just like the motions, but also the stories that they're telling and the style of teaching. Like the energy in your halal is very much reflected in your dancing, and that's what allows you to join a larger community and what helps us to share all these values.
So, as you both said, you both dance hula and it connects you with your culture. But do you guys have any plans of moving away from Hawaii with, like, for post-high education or like career opportunities?
So for me personally, yes, I would like to move away. Possibly like somewhere maybe in like California or Oregon. But culture does come like as a key part of something I'm looking for in my college, because I do want to continue like hula and like just having these community, like my community with me as well. It's a big part of what I look for.
Similar to Kawehi, I was also looking at like stuff in the Pacific Northwest, but right now I'm really leaning towards Aotearoa, looking at schools over there. My passions are Indigenous studies, so like that's what I want to pursue, and I think that's the best place to go and do that.
So do you think, like, how do you think you will personally continue to practice like your hula, or also just like staying in tune with your cultural identity in other ways? How do you think you will do that while you're away from Hawaii?
I've already had the chance to kind of experience that over the summer. I found that like when I applied to that program, I really came there to like represent my culture and to create a bunch of stuff that was inspired about that, about cultural values and experiences, and really have the time to focus in on it. So I found that it comes really naturally, like having the basis in like cultural practice and understanding that we get living in Hawaii. It's very easy to translate it into our other work, and I think that's like mainly because it's a passion of mine. Yeah.
Well, like I said, when I'm looking for these colleges, it's like a big part that I can find something that offers like a community that I can like have. And so yeah, I would say like having a like club or something that just allows me to continue like this part of me. And even if that's maybe not available, then hopefully I can bring that to wherever I go. And yeah.
I love that, Kawehi. So what role do you think hula and Hawaiian art or other traditions you guys are involved in help to grow the lahui, especially with the younger generation coming up, because we're entering more and more of like a modern world, and like more of like, I wouldn't say colonized, but like we're losing culture as like the years go on. So how do you think hula and Hawaiian art helps to grow the lahui?
I think putting authentic experiences and being really like not like integrity, what is the word? Like being very open and honest about what you're doing in the cultural space. Like as long as you're grounded, it has to come across in the right way. And I think really portraying that everything that you've experienced correctly to them, you know what I mean? Like helping them to be a part of all of the things that you've had access to is what really not just brings our community together, but allows them to build their identities off of these like shared experiences. So hula will always be there for us, and you see what it does for the younger kids. Like you dance with younger kids, right? So you see like their growth through the years and how you grow as a dancer, and it'll always be there for them as long as you're committed to like creating and hosting these authentic experiences and just being very honest with yourself and what you're there to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Koali. I think that another big part of like, just raising the younger generations is like us too. Like we should be advocating for these type of activities and our culture, and really pushing because like yeah, we should just be pushing for it more and just advocating for more opportunities. Yes.
So would you say like, because I know you participate in like Hoike and Mayday for our school, so would you say like that's how you help push for more like cultural opportunities in the school?
Yes, I think anybody watching this, you should definitely try. It's fun, and you really you get like a broader story, and you're really just a part of that experience through those events. Yeah.
So for Koali, you mentioned earlier that you want to study Indigenous studies. So like, is that specific to Native Hawaiians, or are you like exploring more Indigenous communities?
Right now I just finished out my Hawaiian studies like certificate with HCC, but I'm like, obviously I'm interested in Hawaiian studies because it's the one I know the most about, but I really think that moving forward there's a lot of like parallels and connections with Indigenous studies. Like you cannot go wrong because all of the like the thinking and the methodologies, like they're all very similar in that Indigenous sense. Like everything is connected.
Yeah. So more on the Indigenous studies, do you plan on like coming back to Hawaii after you complete those studies? And like how, if you are, how would you use the knowledge you gained and experiences to help support the lahui in Hawaii?
I would hope to come back. That's like my goal as of right now, and I'm hoping to like find a place with a company or a program that I really like identify with, I guess, that has the same values and will allow me to grow in that space. I'm hoping that I can contribute maybe something creative or just very grounded and give back to community. That's so vague, but that's what, get educated and then come back and give back.
Yeah. So Kawehi, and what did you plan on doing, like your career-wise?
So for my career, I would like to go into like the dental field to become a dental hygienist or like a dentist. Yeah.
So basing off what Koali said, like just coming back to Hawaii and giving back to the lahui, how do you think your post-high plans, like going into the dental field, will help grow the lahui when you come back?
Well, there's in our community, there's not proper care or even like services to natives that need the help. And, hopefully through my post-high plans, I can come back and, like Koali said, give back to my community and, really just share the knowledge with them and hopefully offer services that are affordable. And
so I don't know if you guys are like fluent or like sort of fluent in Hawaiian. Do you guys practice like Hawaiian language at all?
So the last year I took Hawaiian was my sophomore year, but like still in my classes, I don't practice it as much, but I still have like opportunities where, yeah.
Same for me. Took Hawaiian in sophomore year. Still have opportunities in class, but yeah, there definitely is some kind of disconnect because it's not as much as it used to be, and you can definitely tell. I can tell.
That me too.
Do you guys plan on like reconnecting with language when you get to college, or?
I would hope so. I think Aotearoa is like inherently very linguistic. There's a lot of different people there, so I'd hope so. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope so too, but I'm not too sure what what colleges offer, but
Yeah.
surely like if there's like an online type of thing, yeah.
So this is my final question for you guys today. What advice would you give to other Native Hawaiians, especially those that are away from home, who want to use hula or art as a way to stay connected with their culture?
I would say that really just be like an advocate, like, you know, in your community, if those things aren't offered, be the person that starts it or be the person that joins it so that more people will want to join it. Yeah.
I love that. Like, yep.
Just be the advocate, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Be the trend, yes.
Yes, start the trend.
Start the trend.
Well, thank you, Koali and Kawehi, for
you,
coming on
Carrie.
Share the Poi. I'm so glad to have you guys on the podcast. Please come back anytime. Any final mana'o or questions?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Okay, mahalo for watching. Thank you.